Hey there, I'm Paul Blais, and I am coming to you from a wet northwest. Wet makes for beautiful spring though, and that's all good. Hey, traditionally we would have a throw for dough for students that Skutt would put on and sponsor at NCECA every year. And this year, as you know, NCECA being canceled, Skutt decided to move it all online. And that's exciting because it still gives the students to be able to participate and throw for dough and actually open it up to students who weren't able to make it to NCECA. Now, having said all of that, we have moved it online and I have watched the videos and we have some really cool stuff that the students have made. I'm also here with Stephen Hill and I'm excited to have him being the judge, which he has been doing traditionally for Skutt over at NCECA. And so he's going to be going through and doing the judging. And so he has some conclusions now for the prescribed portion of the contest. So Stephen, what did you think of the prescribed portion of the contest? And who did you choose as a winner?
Thank you, Paul. And thank you to Skutt for running this contest in spite of the fact that NCECA was canceled. We're blazing new territory here. But I'm thrilled to be able to work with the students, to give them some feedback on their work and to help maybe give them a little boost forward with a potential career. You know, Paul, when I first heard about Skutt's plans to have this prescribed contest, my initial thought was, oh my God, this is going to be terrible. We're going to give these students a half an hour, give them a project that they didn't have any pre-warning on. I thought to myself, if I would have had to have done that, I would have failed miserably. But I have to say, I was quite impressed. It looked like all of these 9 young people were ready to go with it. They didn't have any questions about how to proceed, and everything appeared to go very smoothly, and there were some quite creative responses. And as always, I had to make some difficult decisions, and we have 3 prizes, first, second, and third for today. And number 3 was Hannah Johnson. Her assignment was to make New Orleans jazz. I thought she did a really great job. She basically sculpted a saxophone with some musical notes and so forth. Very creative. Second prize was to Rue Bradley. Her assignment was a woman's Kentucky Derby hat. I would have been totally at a loss with that one, but she came through. So wide-brimmed hat with a very creative large flower on the top of it. Really did look like it came from the Kentucky Derby. And first prize for today goes to Summer Huddleston, and hers was a Dr. Seuss martini glass. And the thing that really stood out to her project for me was that it really had the flair, the feeling, the emotional content that I get when I read Dr. Seuss to my grandkids, and what I remember reading it when I was a young boy, and it was full of flair. It was full of good humor without being silly, and it was definitely a martini glass. So congratulations to Summer Huddleston for first prize on the first day of the contest.
I have to say I really loved watching all those videos from the students for today's contest. The next one was the part that was for the personal preference. And so they posted those also, which I thought were amazing. Stephen, what did you think about those ones?
The personal preference entry is a chance for the students to have a go at something that they've practiced, that they've become comfortable with, it's part of their repertoire, and a chance to kind of show where they are in their journey. again, it was very difficult to pick three winners, but I gave third place to Olin Gonzalez. He sculpted a skull which had great detail in it, and it was it was quite a. I'm not sure whether the skull was an actual skull or a made up skull, but it felt like it was real. Second prize went to Hannah Nygren. She made what I call an owl totem. It was the three owls stacked on top of each other, looking in two different directions, and I thought it was very well executed, a good design. The sculpting was right on, and looked like the lid was done in a way where it really worked well. So, and first prize for today went to Hannah Johnson, and she did a snake wrapped vessel form, and to me it looked like the vessel was supposed to be a cactus. There were no titles on these, so I'm not really sure her intent, but it looked like a cactus, and it was pierced and some openings. But one of the things that impressed me is the underlying form on this was very well executed, and the design work that she did with the drawing on the cactus and the sculpting of the snake was also very well. It looked like she had some really clear ideas there that she was following through in a very successful way. So congratulations to Hannah Johnson for first place on the personal preference on today, the first day of the contest.